But we are live in the Facebook group right now and everything is recording for YouTube. So we just had a small chat with everybody watching the live video and Betty said we have to run Netflix, single opt-in, and then the first one I saw was New Zealand. So that is what we're going to build it today. And today is not going to be Facebook ads, it's going to be Instagram story ads. So that's what we're going to build. Netflix, very broad audience, combination of young and old traffic. So that's good. Earnings per click, 15 cents. So I'm positive we can get a CPC lower than that. So if we perform as the average affiliate on this offer, we're going to make money, which is obviously a good thing. No cap, which is great. And we are on the Maxbounty affiliate network. As they say, the #1 CPA network. I don't know if I feel the same way, but we're going to do it anyway. So we had a poll in the Facebook group to see which network was most requested. And I think Maxbounty got 20 out of the 30 votes, which is great. So we're going to run with Maxbounty. In this video, in this live campaign build, we're going to build an entire campaign from scratch. We're going to select the offer, which Betty already did for us, Netflix lottery. We're going to build the bridge page in ClickFunnels on the template I share for free in the Facebook group. And then we're going to build the ads. We're going to make the ads in Canva according to a simple template. And that's obviously the most interesting part. For this, we're going to start off with 18 plus females. That's what I've just decided to give that a go. And we might be able to even cut up the traffic a lot more because we follow the rule 3 times payout, and that will only be like $5. So we can make about 10 to 20 ad sets already. So any questions so far? Is everything clear for everybody? If so, then we're moving on. You got 10 seconds to comment if something is not clear. If everything is clear, we're moving on. So I assume everything is clear because it's not that complicated yet. If you have any comments, remarks, just let me know. So this is the offer we're going to pick. Why female? Because female tends to convert better than male. So we try female first. If it converts, then male could also convert. There are some offers obviously dedicated to men, which they convert better, like the petrol offers. But in general, the females tend to convert a lot better. What would you consider the lowest payout that can be still run on Facebook? That's actually a very good question. It depends on the country, because that depends which traffic, how much traffic cost. For the UK, I would not go under $1. I would not even go under 125. But for instance, in Poland, you can pick offers with like 50-cent payouts because the traffic is so cheap. You can get like 1/4 of a cent clicks if you have really good ads, which is obviously interesting. So it's all relative to the country and to the offer payout. So let's do the building. We've done this before. I hope you guys still remember a thing or two. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you are not in the Facebook group, please join, get a free template, get a free training. And we are live as usual on Sunday evening normally, but right now it's afternoon because I have other stuff to do. We're actually going to build YouTube ads for affiliate offers for the first time tonight. Me and one of my media buyers. Interesting. So let's build the tracker link. We want to run it on social. We want the raw link basically. So this is the one affiliate link. I think I've made a, I've ran Netflix before, so I have the images already. I know what I'm going to build, what it's going to look like, which is obviously for me easy, but for you guys, I think interesting. We're going to make a copy of the sweepstake bridge page. This is a high converting sales funnel for affiliate CPA offers, which you can get for free in the Facebook group. Soon I'm going to make a resource page for the Facebook group because everybody asks where the funnel is, where the training is. And it's easier to have just one page where I can send everybody to, because right now I have to send URLs every single day, which is not that efficient. But you just press clone funnel, or that's what I'm doing, to get a copy of this sales funnel so we can actually edit it towards Netflix. And Betty, I assume you're still here. If you are, can you just drop a comment real quick? I hope you're still here. Are you, Betty? Betty, did you leave me? Did you quit watching the live video? I'm so sad right now. All right, let's pick the next person. Renee, are you still with us watching the live video? Please tell me you are. Please don't tell me everybody's leaving me. Right, so let's just remove these funnel steps. So just we have the Instagram template because we're going to edit that one specifically. I guess everybody's leaving me. There's still a couple of people watching the live video. All right, so let's make it interesting because I wanted to give this funnel and all the images and the entire campaign to Betty for Betty to run as a gift. But the first person who comments right now on the Facebook Live gets the entire gig. Because I don't need it. Oh, okay. So apparently there's a super big delay on the comments because Betty said yes, Renee said yep, and I didn't even see it. So Betty, I'm sorry, you are going to get the entire campaign after I'm done finishing this video. So good for you. Hope you use it wisely. Let's get this going. So let's see if without accessing a VPN, we can actually see this offer. All right, yeah, it looks like this. So 1 year, your TV shows and movies your way. I would like this, but no need. It looks good. Or confirm your code. Okay, cool. This looks good. Easy. This is going to be an easy one. All right, so the headline is, all right, win a year Netflix, or win a free year Netflix. Now, win Netflix for free for, no, never do 2 times 4. Win Netflix. Win 1 year of Netflix for free. Yeah, win one year of Netflix for free. That's what I usually do. I just mumble in myself until I get the good, correct headline I want to use. So we're going to use it on mobile. This looks good. All right, so Netflix is red. So actually for the first time in a funnel build, I'm going to change this layout. And the thing is, the questions, they don't change width. So I don't think you're able to address the questions until ClickFunnels finishes it. But I do have a pretty cool background, I guess, because I have tons of images here, and I think I have a cool Netflix one, which I used before. So let's have a look in my inventory of images. Now you can see all the offers I've ran through ClickFunnels. A lot. All right, here it is, Netflix. So probably this one, the last one I put. As you can see, right, I ran Coca-Cola, tea, Aldi, Netflix, vacations, KFC, soccer teams, Xbox, more KFC, more grocery stores, iPhone. I ran so much stuff through ClickFunnels. Royal Canin, Amazon, Body Shop, Lidl, MediaMarkt, Praxis, ASOS, Royal Canin again, EC Paris, Iceland, Zalando, H&M, like all these offers. Look, 8 pages. So I actually, people ask me, do you actually use ClickFunnels yourself? I am not right now because I'm sending like 25,000 clicks a day, and ClickFunnels is too slow to process that amount of clicks. But any beginner can use this because I've used it for a very long time. Look, I've 317 images in my inventory in ClickFunnels. So I've ran, I think, more than 100 campaigns through here. All right, this looks cool. The N fits perfectly. In the big one, it fits good as well. All right, red on blue doesn't really matter. This is clear. All right, so edit the legal documents, very, very important. Nobody does that, but that's very important. Don't want to get sued and stuff. So for Instagram, you know, we can keep it simple, right? So we just ask, how did you hear about this offer? Then we're going to do the obvious one first, which is Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and that's it. So I'm going to remove this one. Oh no, let's put other here. That might be nice. Other. All right, this looks good. Then we go back and we do relevant question 2. And everybody who took the training knows what this question is going to be. It's going to be, where are you from? All right, so then it's going to be, what was it again? New Zealand, yeah. Australia. And let's keep it in that zone. So we do Singapore. And then we do, other. All right, then we go back again. And now outcome, default outcome action, your affiliate link here. So that's what we're going to do. Grab the affiliate link, copy that, post it in here. So if you want to use sub IDs, if you have watched my video on how to set up sub IDs using Maxbounty, then you should do that here. Enter the sub ID there. And obviously set it up in Ads Manager as well, but we're not going to do that right now because it's going to take too much time. So save this. Done. Funnel done. Now we're going to create the ads, the most fun part, obviously. All right, so what I like to do with the Instagram audience, as I said before, you want to put emphasis on what the platform does offer. So they offer a lot of food content, which has nothing to do with Netflix, and a lot of couple, love, inspiration, models, so sexuality, and we're going to put the emphasis there. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab some interesting images. So I will make one, and then I'm going to look in my inventory if I actually still have some, because I should have some. But that will probably be blurred out all the way. So this is my Instagram template we're going to use. And it says Wilfredo because yesterday I made the actual Wilfredo, right? So I'll change the name. Ooh. Oh, I actually don't have to look around because I still have the ads. So I still have the images somewhere. So this is going to be for Betty, right? So this is Betty D. Ooh, Betty D. Insta story Netflix. All right, cool. So let's say you go on YouTube, you find the images you want to use. I already have the images I want to use, so I will look them up. All my images I used over the last couple of months are in here. So we have to scroll all the way down because it's been a long time since I ran Netflix. But that's okay. Let's just make sure we get the right images. So the thing is with nudity that you really have to look for the edge. Some ads might not get approved, that's okay, but the ads that do get approved usually work really well. You don't want to do only nudity. Why? Because usually males are more attracted to that, and females, they like other images, which I will also show you. So I have I think I have all these images which I used for that Netflix campaign. I have bundled them all together in Canva, which usually happens, right? When you make ads, like all the same ones, they're together, which is interesting. So if you're watching this live, you can see like all the campaigns I've ran before. If you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, obviously everything is blurred out because this is only for the CPA family, only for the Facebook group. Damn, are we almost there yet? Yeah, I think so, because this is Domino's. I ran that on Instagram way back. All right, so here we have the girls already. Yeah, there we go, Netflix. All right, cool. So I probably have more down low, but we start with these ones. So let's just start with these girls. These girls, they're fun, right? They're not nude or anything. They just have a t-shirt on, which says Netflix and chill. And I hope everybody knows what that means. It doesn't mean chill. That's funny, probably. Because the age on Instagram is quite a lot younger. And I know the average age of the people watching YouTube, well, my YouTube videos, which is not that young. So some people might not get it, but if you don't get it, don't feel bad. All right, so like this. And in this scenario, there's, yeah, let's just put the border, keep the border. It looks good. All right, so what I would like is for the girls to be lower, but her head is cut off. That's just the way the image is. So swipe up and win. So this would say, we would have to make this one bigger, but it's okay because their legs, they start there. So we can use all this space here because nobody needs to see their legs really. That's okay. Back. I just want this to come on top, and it did. All right, so this would say, swipe up and win a year free Netflix. You want to keep it as short as possible. A year free Netflix. You have to look at the offer terms if you're allowed to say free and win, but in this scenario, we do, so we're going to do that. Okay, this looks good. Also, keep in mind, right now, this is behind it. It should be on top of it, but if we do that, it doesn't fit, and it looks really good like this, because this doesn't drag too much attention. The attention is here, because this is has shadow on it, basically, right? This is not as crisp, as clear as this text is, so this grabs the attention. If, for whatever reason, the call to action, which is swipe up, doesn't grab enough attention, what do? This is what you do. So you test it, right? And the swipe up rate is not as high as you expected, but you really think this image could work. You do this. Take like a bright red and you put this around here. Basically, somebody's eyes can now not move away from this. They have to focus on this, or even do like this. Like right now, if you watch this image, you cannot do anything else than look here. Like you will look here maybe first, but then you will look here, like what's in between that bright yellow stuff. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know. Betty, I will just give you the one without, and if you want to put it, then put it, but I think it would do perfectly fine like this. Swipe up and win a year free Netflix. This looks good. Let's download this. So that's one, and we're going to make 5 today. So, interesting. Let me just click the comments. Yeah, so my comments don't load. I have to press. All right, so let me just read the comments. All right, if you want to do female and male, you should always make 2 ad sets. You don't have to, but I do recommend it, Michael. Why? Because males react very different to ad content than females, usually. All right. How do I get that swipe up hand in Canva? Google swipe up hand Instagram PNG, then you get it. Nice girls, thank you. All right, so let's kick these girls out of the frame and get new ones. So 1 image done, 4 to go. Right, so this one will get approved 100%. This one is more interesting. All right, so this, as you see, she's quite in the middle. Her Netflix thing is in the middle. So let's see if, all right, it's still good. It looks good, yeah. All right, so now let's just move it a little bit down because she also holds eyes. Yeah, this is the back of eyes, okay? And because she drags quite a bit of attention, you just want to make this a little bit bigger to grab enough attention. All right, and let's space it out a little bit more for this image. So as you can see, the minor details are quite important when designing a image in Canva for the story ads. All right, so let's make this a little bit bigger. We cannot make the text bigger because it will probably be too long, but this looks good. Yeah, Joey. Joey's asking if I will repost the video he missed the beginning. Well, obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, it is on YouTube. But at the end of this video, it will render for like 10 minutes and then the entire video is live in the Facebook group as well. So you can just watch the start. All right, so this looks good. Let's just see what it looks without the border. Yeah, this one looks better without the border because she's already dragging a lot of attention and the border in this scenario just makes it a little bit more scammy. So let's go this one without the border. But we're not done. I'm actually going to add this for this image because it needs a little bit more attention. So the offer terms, they say no instant winner. Well, that's not what we're doing. No deceiving advertising. Well, that's not what we're doing. No instant content log, adult, Craigslist, SMS. Okay, cool. So we can use the logo. Let's see where we're going to put it. We're not going to put it here, obviously. Let's just remember, a lot of people don't remember that the bar, the loading bar for Instagram is right here. So if you post something here, it will not be appearing well. If you put it here, it will say swipe up here. So you could do that, but I'm just going to put it here, I think. Or here. Like her head is just, the logo has to be a little bit big. Like if we put it that small, we can put it here, but I don't know if it holds any value this small. It actually looks quite good. If people know that this, because why? This image is the same image we use at the background of the bridge page, as the background of the bridge page. So that's why it's quite interesting. Let's download this. Looks good. So that's number 2. And I can drink some water. If you have any questions, please do ask them because right now I have lots of time to answer them anyway while building this stuff. The next image is a little bit more risky. This one might be disapproved, but I think when I ran this in October 2018, they all got approved. What you have to do is you have to watch out for like the female region. This obviously has nothing to do with Netflix. Don't run this to a female audience, run this to a male audience. Just like this. Yeah, this looks good. Basically, no need to do anything else. This image speaks for itself, but just run this to male, don't run this to female. Like, where is my favorite? Like my favorite image, and it's not a naughty image, we haven't seen yet. So we have to, oh yeah, here it is. So this one, I really, really like this one and it performed really well for me. So Betty, I hope it works really well for you too once you run these ads, if you do. It took me like hours to find this image, but it's so good. Too big, smaller. And as you can see, this image is already edited and stuff, so you don't need to edit this. But this one looks really, really good. I really liked it. I think actually, no, I said it wrong. This was actually what I like most, but didn't convert at all. But hey, who knows? Maybe, like I ran it in Germany and I think France and the Netherlands, so I didn't run it in New Zealand. All right, let's go with, oh, this one is actually, hang on. This one is actually quite wide. So for this, and she drags a lot of attention, right? Like she's, I can't say beauty because she has so much makeup, but look at the boob region. I don't know how to say that, not being like sexist. And her face, like it would be an attractive character at a party. Let's just put it that way. So let's just put some more emphasis on the text this time because you will lose. If you run this to guys, you can run this to guys and girls. But if you, because basically it's about the makeup and stuff, they don't see this sexist. It looks more like a Halloween. This is actually a Halloween theme image, I guess. Yeah, so we're going to put red. Yeah, no, I don't know. I think yellow will do the best. Pink. Pink is also quite cool, but I don't know if it drags enough attention because her hair is pink, these things are pink. Yeah, let's go with yellow. Yellow is good. Yellow is good. All right. And the logo here, it doesn't really do that much, unfortunately, but it's better than nothing, I would say. remember that the bar is there. So let's just give this a go. Download this. Actually, now I think I'm getting the sound when somebody... What if I use a trending movie poster? That is... well, is it allowed? Obviously it's not allowed because it's copyright infringement, but that's what we do a lot anyway. So it's allowed until you get sued, then it's not allowed. I actually did it with Mowgli, the movie Mowgli. I can show you later, Betty. I will scroll up once I finish this one, the last one. And then I will have a look at them. We can even go in Google and do it. We have time. So this one was the most risky one, and obviously it converted really, really well. This is like really risky to run on Facebook. So first I run on Instagram, Facebook. What I did was first I had the line which you see here, I had like this. So it would be like over her throat and it would really show the breast. In this scenario, what you want to do is you want to cover her breast entirely because there's like frontal nudity. This is like 90% of not approved. It won't get you banned, but it will 100% not be approved if the breasts are showing like this, because she has, like what I did before, like I split test this a lot because it was so profitable. I showed the underboob. Obviously run this to male, right? Don't run this to female. I showed the underboob, but it got approved. 2 days later, it got disapproved. So just to be sure, like she's an enticing female already, just put it like this. And you have the cheeky corner right there. But this is a very risky image. And usually with the risky images, like very high ROI, very risky, right? That's usually what goes hand in hand. This image shows someone in a sexually suggestive pose and is non-compliant. It's risky. Well, I said it was risky, didn't I? So this is like a risky image. But then again, the ROI is also very high. Non-compliant, well, who cares about Facebook rules anyway? I only care when I get banned. But let's just say, when I say this is risky, it's risky, right? AFAC, if your name is like that, this is like hella risky. However, the ROI on this image is probably like 450% more than the other ones, which is considerable when you're running like relative budgets. But let's address Betty's question with the movie. All right, so let's just see what is hot on Netflix right now. New Netflix movies. Because we got 4 images right now and we want more. He's saying that's why you got banned so many times. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Like we did some really crazy other stuff. But yeah, might be. I don't know. All right, so Polar, Last Laugh. So everybody knows Bird Box, I guess. Like I did Mowgli and I did this Christmas thing, or I did this one, I think. It didn't work that well, but Bird Box. I would assume you're a little bit late with the Bird Box thing because everybody's seen it, but let's just do it for fun, yeah? I think actually if this image, if we could grab this image, it's like the horizontal, like the vertical style image. That would be great. I think back in the day I just did this and it worked out really well. Let's see if that works. So right now you would have 4 images. All right, this is, no, that's not the one I used for. Like I did a ton of Netflix images, but I think the other ones are off of Facebook. It's like people laying on the couch and stuff. It also worked quite well. They're watching like Netflix, right? They were just like feet on the couch, that kind of thing. Let's just move this image and see if it goes to the top immediately. No, it doesn't. All right, let's scroll up and have a look how we can implement the Bird Box for this Maxbounty offer. Right, there it is. Yeah, see, it looks really good. And if you watch my video of yesterday where I made like Wilfredo's ads, as you can see, I'm in the exact same builder I used then. All right. Oh, it's so freaking small. Is it small because I didn't wait for it to load, or is it just small in general? I think it's small in general. Yeah, all right, so it's too small. Bird box. Bird box, you're going to get all the bird boxes, obviously. This one is cool. It's like the real poster as well. Like, let's just put Netflix behind it. We'll probably get us way more results. All right, what are people saying in the comments? Nothing interesting. No, I'm kidding. People are just checking in. Let's see what could be. Like this one, I think it's the same as the other one, Centrobolic. Like this is really risky. Centrobolic, the name, the move, but yeah. I wouldn't really run this, to be honest. Like the nudity is risky because it's nudity, but it's no copyright or anything. This has Centrobolic's name, the Bird Box movie, the Netflix logo. It's a little bit too much of everything to be. Like, I like risk. Like, I take massive risk, but this is too risky for me. Just too risky. But let's see if we can build it anyway. Betty can decide if she wants to run it or not. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's freaking small. And it will become too pixelated if we enlarge it. All right. Anybody has a cool Netflix movie they suggest? Well, we're not doing Facebook or Bing ads today. We're doing Instagram story ads today. Anybody can comment the Netflix series, because I don't watch Netflix, to be honest, that much. I rarely watch Netflix. Just Netflix movie posters. Let's just see if they have something random. I'll just pull something random up. Like a cool one. I thought this movie is pretty cool. Huh. Well, you get the deal, right? You need the big image. All right. This one is the Bird Box one, but big. There you go. Just have to search a little bit and then you'll find it anyway. All right. Put that Bird Box there. Anybody actually watched the Bird Box video? I watched it on I think the first or the second day they released it on Netflix. So a little bit before the hype. But man, I was hooked. I thought it was a great, amazing movie. I like the weird don't spot the demon kind of thing. Yeah, this is better. All right, so everybody nowadays knows the Bird Box movie. Yeah, this looks good. All right, so what you want to do is you want to position it in the middle. It's a little bit too big. Yeah, it's not going to work out exactly as I want it because it's not going to fit her name, as you see, but people won't care because it's in the loading bar anyway. So this will say Netflix film Bird Box. Yeah, you will. People will understand what it means. However, again, Betty, I do not recommend you run this. All right, so a random question. Do I have followers on my Instagram account? I have two accounts. I have a business page, which I started a while back, but I'm too lazy to post anything because I don't have followers. And then I have a personal profile, which I do like my personal stuff, my gym stuff, and it has, I think, like 2,500 followers. So it's not too shabby, but I'm thinking of linking the Instagram business one where I, like in my story ads, I talk about all my business stuff and it only gets like 10 views. But I'm thinking of putting that on the Facebook group as well. So that could be cool for something in the near future. We got the Centrobolic thing, Netflix thing. So let's not drag out too long. Let's build a campaign in Facebook Ads Manager for Maxbounty. So you guys know this is the ad account I always use, my personal ad account, to demonstrate the actual build. So what we're going to do is we're going to run male, female, split test, all ages, and the ads. So I will show you how to do that quick. And I'm just going to use the process I use in my business to make campaigns. So this is the real deal. Only obviously I'm going to address it to a beginner situation. Let me just sit on the top side of my chair, a little bit more comfortable. All right, so this is going to be Colin, which is me. Then we are in the New Zealand country, and then it should be, what was the Maxbounty offer called again? Oh yeah, Netflix, sorry. And then we're going to run it on Instagram. It doesn't have to say story, like I'd never run Instagram newsfeed, so I already know it's the story ad. Right, I think for people who are watching this video, this is the most interesting part. So please pay proper attention, because I think this is one of the last times I will make a Maxbounty live campaign, because we've made a couple already and there are way more networks. But I understand this is one of the biggest and easiest to get into. So Maxbounty is preferred by most people as one of the CPA beginner networks to start out with. All right, let's go. So as some of you might know, if you've ever learned a thing or two about New Zealand, the geo is not that big, which means a lot of big advertisers, which are in CPA, they skip out on New Zealand because there's not enough volume. New Zealand people don't see too many sweepstake offers. That's why the click-through rate is high if you have good copy, and the CPC therefore is low. They also click through the lander averagely, just normal, and the conversion rate is high for New Zealand. Anybody in my Facebook group who requests a country, a geo, which means geographical location, to run, New Zealand or United Kingdom if you speak English, if you have other native language which is applicable to sweepstakes like Polish, French, Swedish, Nordic, any of those, please run those, except the Nordics, don't run Nordics. But Poland, Spain, France, Italy, those are really, really good countries to start off with as well, but you need to translate everything. All right, so we're going to run this a little bit young. I know before we said like 20 plus female or something like that, but I will show you the split test I do. All right, so we're going to do, I think, 20 ad sets in total, because I said this is the setup I do, and I have obviously way more money to spend in my business. So we're going to do New Zealand female 1824 Netflix, and then we're going to do, yeah, for Instagram, I don't have to split test the traffic. So, and by traffic, I mean traffic optimization. So we've been running very big in the United States lately. I mean, like, I think about 1,000 leads a day or more, and we split test link clicks against landing page views, because apparently in the United States it does matter, where in all of Europe it does not matter. Landing page views always convert better, but lately we've seen some, and that's why it's important. Although you know that landing page views convert better, sometimes just run like 5% of the clicks in one day to link clicks to see if something has changed, and it did change. So I think the best performing ad sets in the United States for us right now are actually link click campaigns, which is interesting. All right, so Netflix, female, all good. And then we're going to run only on Instagram story ads. And last time, I think it was about a week ago from the date of this video, this recording, I made a demo campaign and I linked it to Google just to submit the ad, and I forgot to turn it off and it spent like $5. It didn't get any clicks though, but somebody must have laughed when they saw like the example, just a trash ad in their feed, or not, I don't know. All right, so Instagram stories it is. Let me just check if there are any comments real quick, because I have to click it for it to load any comments. Sometimes it's just lagging really, but I don't think there are any new ones. Let's just keep on going. So this will run at €5 a day, which will the equivalent to $5 a day. We're running it at 3 times payout for 3 days. You have 9 conversions or more, scale it. You have 9 conversions or less, scale it. Easy. Just gotta wait 3 days. Right, landing page views. So normally I would say like LPV behind this, or LC, just for my tracker to know if link clicks or landing page views what converts. But we're only going to run landing page views for Instagram, because for Instagram it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. landing page views converts a lot better for Instagram story ads. Let's take a sip of water. Any questions, perhaps? I guess not. Let's wait for it to load. Alrighty. Well, let's just load up the images. And let me just change the page. This is not a good page to run on. I might actually run these ones. It's fun. Let's just run it from this one. And I would appreciate anybody not checking out my pages. That would be amazing. If you do, and you decide to run ads, obviously you piss me off and I will ruin your ad account live. Thank you. All right, let's go. So let's just run all these. You can select up to 6. So let's do that. Well, actually, I've made up my mind. We're not going to run this because I told everybody Betty was going to run these. Now you just have to wait for it to load so I can check if there's any comments. All right, now there's apparently a ton of comments. Oh, the question was not for me personally. Like the question, do you have any Instagram followers or not? It doesn't matter. What we do is we select the Facebook fan page and we use the selected Facebook page to run ads on Instagram. So if people tap the name of the page, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just the ad, they cannot go anywhere. So followers, all that shit doesn't matter. We just run paid traffic to get conversions. We don't want to build an audience. We just want to churn and burn the page basically. All right, this looks good. We don't have to enter any text, which is the pro of, what's it called? Instagram story ads. We just have to grab the URL, put it in there. And then if you have a tracker, put up the URL parameters. Pixels missing on this page, obviously, because I didn't enter the pixel, but you need to have a pixel on your page to run landing page views. If not, it will run link clicks. If you run optimization for link clicks on Instagram story ads, you will get hundreds of clicks, which will not click through the lander. So it is a waste of money, which is obviously not preferred. All right. So now it's going to get interesting, right? So we have 6 ads in one ad set. And then are people like, oh, but in your training, you say 5 ads in one ad set. It doesn't matter if you do 1 or 50, just 5 is just an average, a good amount to start with. But in this scenario, you do 6, doesn't really matter. All right, so now we're going to fasten our seat belts and go through it real quick, how to duplicate these ad sets. And hopefully the computer doesn't freeze up. You can make the ad not appear on your page if someone checks the page. It doesn't appear. The ad does not appear on your page on Instagram. So they cannot even click the name. So if they click the name, it doesn't go anywhere. I think it gives a small pop-up with the settings of your page, but nothing else. So, and nobody does that anyway. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about followers. Don't worry about all the things. Don't worry about. All you have to worry about is make good ads. Actually, the things that matter. All these things you guys are saying, no hard feelings, but they don't matter, no offense. You have to put your mind in the right place. All right, so usually we do the segmenting of 5 age groups. In this scenario with Instagram, it's a little bit younger, so I'm not going to target 55 plus. We're just going to call it quits at 50, if it even has an audience. So let's do female first. Yeah, that's what I thought with the being live in the Facebook group, recording for YouTube. It is really slow, and Ads Manager is always slow, but there we go. All right, so you press view and edit here. and then we just wait while it loads up. And here you go to age, and then you can adjust this. So remove the copy and adjust. So this would be 25, 34, 35, 44, 45, 54. It's always good to check afterwards if it even has, like, if it has less than 50,000 people in the audience, it might not be beneficial, because if you get a profit, it will die out after a week. There's just not enough volume, especially with a country as small as New Zealand. That is risky, so you want to look into that. But we're going to check it after we've done this. 25, 34, 35, 44, 45, 54. Good. Anything above 54, cannot be bothered with that. All right, let's have a look. Have a look-see. Estimated daily value. Sometimes it glitches and it only says like less than 1,000, but 120,000, it's okay. It's decent. It will last a while on a low budget. 55,000. It's still above 50,000, but this one is not going to be above 50,000. No, 32,000. As you can see, for 5 a day, it reached 2K people. So in almost less than 2 weeks, this would be killed, this audience. But let's just run it anyway, just for the example. So now we have those 4. You select the other one again. And now we have to make the male audience. What is interesting is that the Facebook news feed for the comments, it doesn't load up. Like I'm clicking it, but sometimes like out of nothing, it just loads like 10, 15 comments at a time. But I can at least see that there are still tons of people watching, like way more than the beginning. So that's good. That's what these live feeds are all about, for you guys to watch and ask questions the same minute. Because if you ask them on YouTube, I cannot be as elaborate as I might be. Because right now you can also answer like follow-up answer. No, I'm answering it. You can also send me questions with follow-up questions according to my answers. Yeah, okay. So this is all male, but don't forget, don't just change the name. Also go to gender and hit these. And you can see, man, how fast this is going, right? So boom, we got 8 ad sets. Well, now we're only targeting people who already like stuff related to Netflix. With Netflix, if you have the money, it might also be interesting to go broad. Broad meaning no interest targeting. Just target everybody. Like nowadays, everybody likes Netflix. Like I don't know anybody who like hates Netflix. Well, some people might do, but within the age range 18 to 54, probably 95% in a country like New Zealand has a Netflix subscription or access to a Netflix subscription. Like I'm using somebody else's subscription, but a relative, so it's allowed. But still, you know what I mean. So this is an offer just like groceries, petrol, cinema, all those things you can run broad because it has a large appeal. It's not brand. It is brand related, but there's no service really like Netflix, like which is that mainstream. All right, so this would not say this, they would say broad. So that's the annoying thing. You just have to select all this and change it out 8 times. But there's no faster way, I think, than doing these ads like this, man. I think you can launch like a campaign with 20 ad sets. Like if I'm not recording, I can do this in like under 5 minutes. Like an entire campaign like this with like all the targeting, all that stuff. So remove this Netflix targeting and you will see that the audience really opens up as well. So let's do female. This one had, I think, below 50,000, and right now, which actually like pages related to Netflix. So slow. All right, this one, let's see what it says. 75,000, which is better than 50 or less than 50. And that's how it's done. So you basically just run it like this. If you have a tracking software, you can analyze which ad set performs best, optimize on that. If you don't have a tracker, use sub IDs. It will be a lot of work because you need 16 funnel steps for this. So I would recommend you to do less ad sets. Like when I did sub IDs, I think the max I did was 8 ad sets. But if you do use sub IDs, I would just go only female firstly, and then secondly, cut up the age ranges. So female 18 plus or female 30 plus, and then afterwards cut up the age ranges just for female. So you don't have too many sub IDs because it will be a lot of work. If you are too lazy to learn sub IDs and you don't have a tracker, then just run it like I do and you have enough money, but you are a little bit stupid then. But let's say you don't want to use sub IDs, you don't have a tracker, but you do have a lot of money, run it like I do and just kill the highest CPC. It doesn't mean anything regarding to EPC, but there's no other way to optimize it really than doing that. That is basically it. Let me see. We just passed 1 hour, so I think the YouTube video recorded like 10 minutes later, so it's at 50 minutes, but that's a long time for people to watch. Let's take maximum of 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Let's see how many questions roll in. You have an opportunity to ask questions right now. I will open on my second screen another Facebook, so I can actually check if the comments come in real time. Might be a little bit nicer, so I can actually see it. The actual comments, because I told you about the delay before. Because the last comment I see is about not make an ad not appear on your page. That's the only comment I see so far. So if that is the only one, then we're basically done. If it's not, then it better load up. Right, I will just write any questions, so then I think it should refresh. All right, there we go. It does refresh. What do you think if I run it in Finland? Finland, like Scandinavia in general, is quite expensive traffic. Finland in general is probably the highest, one of the highest traffic spent you can get. Like they convert really well, but I think the CPM on Instagram, like a good CPM is like $11, which is really high. So the cost per click, usually with private networks, Finland pays between 3 and 4 euros. So like $4, around $4, let's say. And still it's like quite hard to get profitable because a normal CPC in those kind of countries are like 30 to 40, 50 cents CPC. The audience is very skeptical and the traffic is very expensive. Sweden, the same. Denmark, the same. Norway, the same. They're all the same basically in that genre. Yeah, it's very expensive traffic. Don't try that as a beginner. You could, but I wouldn't recommend it. Is it worth running UK, New Zealand with a payout around 150? What you have to consider with payouts is the payout doesn't matter. If you buy traffic for a fixed CPC, then you have to look at the earnings per click you're getting. Payout with $100 payout for a single opt-in with a 0.001% conversion rate is still less profitable than a $1 payout with a 99% conversion rate. The conversion rate really matters. And to make that simple, they made up earnings per click. Because if you run paid traffic, you just compare the earnings per click you had to the cost per click you're getting, and you see what is profitable or not. What is important is once you get experience with certain demographics, you will know what kind of CPC to expect on a good campaign, on a normal campaign, on a bad campaign. So then you can say like, for me, anything below 80 cents on UK is not profitable. I can already tell. Even if I make like an insane campaign, it's not profitable. But fortunately for me, I work with a network which pays me like $2.40 for like a UK single opt-in, which is really high. So I can make it very profitable. But yeah, that's something to take and consider. CPC versus EPC. Payout doesn't really matter because the higher the payout, usually the lower the conversion rate because they adjust things on the back end. All right. In general, do you see that sweeps landscape is getting more competitive and more difficult to enter for newbies? Not at all. Let's say when I started, I was doing maybe 10 leads a day And right now we're around 3,000 to 5,000 leads a day. I am in a mastermind with some guys and they all do 5,000 leads a day or more. There is so much demand for lead generation that there's an endless amount you can supply. Like, caps are only in place for quality reasons of the leads, but they want all the traffic. So if you have 100% quality on your traffic, you can probably submit 100,000 leads a day. It doesn't matter. Like, companies need leads to sell stuff. So it's an endless cycle, really. Sweepstake is not going anywhere. CPA marketing is not dead in 2019. Affiliate marketing in general is not dead in 2019. What happens is rules change. Things get more complicated than it used to before. But is it dead? Hell no. New opportunities arise. Just like Snapchat last year. If you were doing CPA with Snapchat last year, you would be a millionaire right now. Like, I joined and I only had like 6 days where I really milked Snapchat for like $1,000 profit a day. And after that, they didn't approve sweeps anymore. They made like a major update. Right now, the chance to get a sweep approved on Snapchat is like 0.01%. You just have to be lucky, and in 2 days, they turn it off. So there are opportunities everywhere if you choose to find them. All right, what do you think of a major barrier for sweepstakes for a newbie? Not taking enough action. People are just thinking, oh, what if I get my ad account banned? You cannot get your ad account banned if you don't run ads. Like, take action or go do something else. Because people who only analyze and overanalyze, that's why I made the 3-step training. So it's so simple, but that's actually how it works. It's made that simple just for you to understand that I do 1, 2, 3, and either I make profit or I don't. And rinse and repeat. But people are trying to overcomplicate things. How should I scale? How should I split test? How should I track? You don't need to do any of these things. Just get started first. Once you've ran the ads, you get results, then we analyze what happened. You need experience. Like Paul, the guy which I made a video about the other day, he is doing amazing. He's just launching campaigns, and from the data he gets, he learns so much. Basically, I think he spent maybe right now about $150, $200, and he probably learned so much already, which not any course could have taught him. You can only learn this by doing it yourself, because if you just see it on paper, it doesn't mean anything to you. But if you spend $100 to $200 of your own money on this, for most people that's a lot of money, and you just process the information differently. All right. For a low population country like like New Zealand, what would happen if your ad has reached all the audience? Facebook will stop the ad, or will it keep consuming money? It will keep consuming money. So your frequency, which is in Ads Manager, it goes above 1. It usually goes above 2 even, 3, 4. It means how many times people have seen your ad. With Facebook and Instagram, they will take your money if you keep it running, but your click-through rate will go down. Therefore, your CPC will go up, meaning if they don't swipe the first time, it is unlikely that they will swipe the second time they see it, and it's very, very unlikely they swipe the third time they see it. So keep an eye on your frequency score, frequency rating, whatever it's called, when running these small geos. But if you're on a low budget, shouldn't worry about it. Just keep an eye on things after the first 3 days, really. Any other questions? I think I found a way to refresh it. I just have to scroll down, really. I didn't even notice. So the last question I have is Renee, Josephine, Mohammed, that way. And if there's no more questions, we can just wrap this up, and we have another fun video next week where there's another live. All right, one more coming in from Michael. As a beginner, do you recommend Facebook or Instagram story ads? I recommend Instagram story ads. Why? Because you don't have to moderate comments. That was my personal barrier for going into Facebook. I think I made about $20,000 before I went to Facebook. Why? Because, or maybe less, probably a little bit less, 10 to 14, I think. Probably because I didn't like all the scam comments, all that stuff. But yeah, you need to moderate it, or you need to outsource the moderation. Instagram story ads, the way to go for beginners. First week in your group, do you have a specific time you go live? Usually I go live between 7 and 8 o'clock Amsterdam time. But as I said in the beginning of this video, I have a call with one of my media buyers going to run YouTube ads for the first time. So I need to instruct him, and the meeting is in 22 minutes from now. So therefore I went live a little bit earlier than expected. But I think once more people start joining these calls, because right now the group is like 600 people, right? So as soon as it goes into the thousands, which it will probably go very soon, I will make a official schedule so you will never have to miss a minute of me going live again. But there will be a replay. So as soon as I end the live video, it will render for about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes as it's that long. And then you can watch it from the beginning. Alrighty. All right, do you teach video ads? No, because if you watch the 3-step training, I tell you not to run video ads because they don't convert for sweepstakes. It's not that they don't convert, they just convert way less. So Michael, actually because I'm talking about this in the video, which is called Inside a $100,000 affiliate CPA marketing campaign. Watch that video and I show you the data of a comparison of video ads to image ads. And the thing is, if you do cash on delivery, it's also affiliate CPA structure where you sell e-commerce products which get verified by a call center with cash on delivery. Those are very useful if you're in video ads that way. All right, I think we're done. Thanks, Greg. Greg really likes my content. That's good to hear because we're almost an hour and 15 minutes in the live call. But I'm going to wrap it up because I still need to have dinner and I have 22 minutes. So thank you guys for watching, being on the live video. I do appreciate it a lot. I'll put some hearts in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, and even if you're watching this on Facebook on the replay, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. It's growing very, very much. And I like to see things grow. If it's revenue, if it's other content I'm doing, that's just great. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to call it a day and I'll see you guys in the live video next week.